What is up, everybody? It's your boy Ren, and we're back with another episode of Xbox Game Pass in Review, your first look at the latest and greatest on the Xbox Game Pass network. Now, continuing with our fascination with walking simulator puzzle games, we got Return to Grace. I don't really know much about this. The description said something about an AI, but I'm not quite sure exactly what that means. So we're just gonna kind of hop right on into this one. You can find this one on the Game Pass. It seems like it's an older title just by, going back through the recently added section. It's a little bit further back. Creative Bite Studios.
Stick's not responding.
Oh, we got voice dialogue. That's nice. Ganymede 3820
Can you take control?
AD.
The storm is interfering with my senses.
The ancient resting place of humanity's greatest achievement.
Hold on.
Impact in 10, 9. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is. That's funny.
Addie? Addie, please respond.
Everything hurts.
You've been out for nearly an hour.
What's our status?
I already like
Alan?
this dialogue already.
We've crashed.
Yeah, I got that.
My hull is intact. Thrusters 2 and 4 are damaged and will require realignment.
So will my back. Can you let me out?
Not before we talk about your suit.
Okay, talk.
I'm reading green on seals, green on batteries. Thermals are, well, not green, but fine, and you have 5.35 hours of oxygen, maybe 6 if we run the scrubbers hot. But Addie, we've had this discussion before. You won't have enough
Alan,
to...
It's fine. I have a plan.
I'm concerned that...
I have a plan.
Understood.
Now, open the hatch.
The canopy hydraulics are not responding. You'll have to pull the manual release.
Okay, we'll pull the manual release here. Oh, we actually physically have to pull it. Okay.
Seriously. This stupid piece of junk.
I'm right here.
Ugh.
That's not going to help the suits at all. Not
Visibility's
all those
terrible.
who wander are lost.
Any sign
Reach
of
the
the
moon's
spire?
surface.
I'm not picking up anything new. Just the original...
It's like a smiley face.
You'll need to use your wayfinder to locate an entry point. If there is one.
All right. Let's figure out where you're
Okay.
at, Grace.
You know the beacon could be anything. A lost colony, a relay station.
200 distinct oral histories can't be wrong, Alan. Grace is here.
Locate the
Can't
spire.
believe this storm. Where would this have come from?
There is record of ancient terraforming on other moons. I think it's safe to assume that Ganymede is not an exception.
Got something here.
There's something man-made here. Looks like a weather station, or maybe a seismic station. Looks the era of that relay from the Dawes Sea dig. It's at least 700 years old, Alan. There's a little bridge here. There wouldn't be much sense of building this if we weren't within walking distance of the spire.
By all estimates, the beacon is within 400 meters.
This looks climbable.
Climb it. Okay.
Which
This
way
room's really
here?
cool. This way. Following the beacon. I imagine the straightforward path is not actually the correct path. I'll have to go around. Guess it didn't matter which way I took.
Oh no!
Oop.
Yep, there goes the back again.
What happened?
Fell into a stupid fissure. Looking for a new way to reach the spire. Or at least someplace where it will be easier to find my body.
Okay, so this way. Presumably. It's so dark. So far, I already really like the dialogue in this. This dialogue is actually kind of compelling. And we'll
Looks
just
a little
kind of squeeze
tight.
through here.
It's opened up again.
Another station.
Too close together to be weather stations.
So seismic then. Icequakes would be the risk of building here. So it makes sense they would track activity. The surface temperature is dropping. We can't maintain your thermals much longer.
We're close.
Elementary,
Feel
my
it.
dear Watson.
wish I shared
Examine
your
both weather
optimism.
stations. So it's gonna be,
Oh my god. This has to be it.
What are you seeing?
located the spire.
I'm looking at what must be the Spire superstructure. Can't imagine how something this big has gone undetected for this long.
A 500-year-old storm?
I don't know. Doesn't seem possible.
Seems like I should have been able to get up that way.
I can see an exhaust port that might be low enough to jump to.
No. Oh yeah, she managed it.
Did you make it, Addie?
I'll let you know in 1 sec. I'm in.
Yes, we did.
All right, Grace. Let's find out what you've been up to for the past 900 years.
Okay, so I got two different directions. I think it wants me to go this way. Possibly not that way. We'll go where the light's at. How about that? Yeah, down here. Yeah, I can't. Oh, okay. I wasn't meant to see anything.
Hope my light still works.
Toggle the flashlight. Cool, cool, cool.
You should see this spooky tunnel I'm in, Alan.
And why would I want that?
Come on, you're not excited?
You crash-landed me in a frozen hellscape and left me for salvage.
10 years of research, not to mention 6 months of spaceflight, are about to pay off.
But at what cost?
Don't ruin this for me.
Okay, so it wants me to go that way. Yep.
Looks like a bit of a labyrinth, but I'm still picking up the signal ahead.
And you can still hear me?
Loud and clear, buddy.
Locate the power source.
Structure looks to be in decent condition.
Another good sign.
Everything about this place looks 30th century to me. It's the right era, the right size.
Don't say it, Addie. We've had our hopes dashed
These
before.
can't be powered. Must be airflow
Okay.
in the tunnels. I have to say, there's more atmosphere than I was expecting.
Not nearly enough to survive.
So it's got to be down this side here then. Yep. Squeeze through the gap. Crawl underneath here. And then back through here. Yeah, this place is a maze. Jeez. That's the fan unit, so we must
sounds
be wanting to go this way.
I think I can crawl through.
Okay.
Jeez. That's gotta be over 15 meters.
And if gravity here is 1/6 of that,
Math. It's probably fine.
I could calculate outcome probabilities based on previous drop impacts if you've already jumped, haven't you?
Yep. Yes, we have.
Gosh, I hope this is the right way.
We're getting closer. The bleeps are getting more and more.
Oh boy, this is slick.
Addie?
Oh no.
That's some nice tile
Are
flooring.
you hurt, Addie?
I'm working on it. The structure is enormous. This has to be the Gray Spire, Alan.
And there it is. The perfect setup for disappointment.
I found the beacon.
Here we
The
are.
transmitter is on some sort of console.
It must be part of a control network for the megastructure.
You think we can make a connection here?
Theoretically, if you run a scan, I can attempt to connect. The interface language is quite old and sophisticated, but we should be able to calibrate your computer to interact. You can use your gyroscope to sync with the terminal. I have the first calibration position. The meter will indicate when you are close. Watch the meter closely and move your hands. First position is
There
locked.
we go.
Second calibration
That was a cool
position
little-
is up. That's 2,
Cool.
and here's the final position. That's it.
Nice.
We're in. Accessing the network now. Oh,
Whoops.
Shit.
Going up?
Alan, you there? Alan?
Hello,
Nope.
a visitor.
Ah, Faraday cage.
Let's have a look.
Where's Alan? Who is this?
Who is this? Who are you? Entering a home without knowing its host.
Are you... Grace?
Good question. I'm not entirely Grace. I'm running on just a small part of her logic processing.
Grace is still here.
And what brings you here?
My name is Adamari Ito. I'm an explorer.
I must apologize, Adamari. It would appear I have lost much of my capacity. I cannot see very far beyond the room we are in.
I've lost connection with my ship's AI.
You won't need Alan here. I can show you around.
Will you be able to let me out of this room?
Of course. But until we are able to restore power to the station, I will require your assistance. There should be a
I don't
manual
like where this is
winch
going
set in
already.
the floor at the foot of one of the sliding doors.
Manual winch in front of the sliding doors.
Look for a hinged floor grate at the foot of one of the doors.
Ah, there
This
it
must
is.
be it.
Working the winch will open the door.
Do you know where Grace has been all this time?
Grace went somewhere?
She's been gone for hundreds of years.
I am running on a very old server. My memories predate the completion of the Grace Spire.
Grace ushered in humanity's golden age. Peace across the system, booming interplanetary trade, scientific marvels, colonies beyond the orbit of Neptune. And then she was gone, and it all fell apart.
I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Well, you're a lot more than an archaeologist usually gets.
Nice.
The first step
I like
to
these
restoring
little
Grace
physical
is to bring the
things.
Spire's power station back online.
Let's do it.
I'll light the way.
What do I do here?
Security panel?
This is a security panel. I am decrypting the pattern now. Ah, yes. Simple enough. You'll need to light up 9 buttons, forming a square at the center of the panel.
Okay.
Okay.
The 9 buttons in the center.
That is what I said.
If you're not Grace, then what do I call you?
I don't believe there are any identification strings in my base logic that would suffice.
I'll call you Logic then. For now. Till we have a better idea of who you are. And, you can call me Addie.
Cool.
I will refer to you as Addie, then, until we have a better idea of who you are.
So what exactly are you?
The station's emergency server had defaulted to Grace's original logic processing. That's me, as you've suggested. The server can also run a program dedicated to the control of infrastructure, and a third system dedicated solely to empathizing with and understanding humans. When power is restored, Grace's primary servers should come online, and we will become some small part of Grace's consciousness.
This looks like metallic rock.
The power station is set into the Spire's foundation stone.
The foundation stone would have been an asteroid, right?
Most certainly. About 50 cubic kilometers, from what I can recall.
Amazing. Most accounts of Grace's origins talk about an asteroid being pulled from the heavens. That makes sense. There wouldn't be any construction resources on Ganymede and nothing to anchor the structure. I can't imagine the effort it would have taken to redirect an asteroid that big. We don't do anything like that today.
So this game is really interesting so far. I like the
Can you
different
open this?
personalities. I like
With
everything
some
that's going on
difficulty.
here.
I will need to direct power from logic to control processing, and I will not function at the same cognitive level until full power is restored.
What do you mean, at the same level?
Good luck, Addy.
So no help until I
still
restore the
there?
power, it seems like.
Where would I have gone?
You sound a little
Control, wow.
Just stronger. The voice of control resonates through the very walls of the structure. I shall start the turbine after you prime the generators that open the spillway.
different. And this turbine still works?
It worked before, and it will work again. You shall find the generators on the platform at the other side of the room.
Alrighty. What's the crane for?
Go to the 3 generators overlooking the turbine.
So, interesting, interesting.
You know what's in these?
Enough, Addy. You must go to the generators.
Yeah, he really doesn't like, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn, ignore controls instructions.
You must prime the generators first.
Makes sense. These look like holding tanks. How exactly do these turbines work?
For the last time, go to the generators.
He is very unhappy. He does not like me asking questions.
So, why do you need me to start these? These look like crystal core processors. Amazing. You can find the material to build one of those today.
Why do you insist on being so insolent? Go to the generators.
God, he's very upset about everything. Okay,
So,
we're hand
do you
cranking
share
these
memories with the
generators.
logic processor?
Indeed, we are all part of Grace. Aspects of her infinite power. Shadows of what was, and promises of what will be. I was the light that shone in the darkness. I was the hand that divided the firmament.
That's not weirdly egotistical.
The turbine has failed us.
That's not good.
Well, no
I
crap.
must call upon you to cast out the wicked instrument,
The what?
the broken turbine. You must go to it now.
Alright.
Here we go. Call the elevator. Thank you.
Going down.
Oh, auto going down. Oh, God, claustrophobic.
I'm safe to be down here, right?
You shall not be harmed. You must uncouple the safety latches.
That sounds unsafe.
It is not.
I doubt this very highly. I feel like this is going to be very dangerous for us to do. I don't trust this control dude.
You must now go to the magnetic crane.
You're sure I'll be able to fix this?
If you trust in my word, yes.
What if I don't trust in your word? Is that an option here? I feel like that might be an option here, control. Because this is not working for me. Alright, operate the crane. Crane time, crane time. Oh, on the shift. Up, get up here.
You must
Okay.
first cast out the old turbine.
Yeah, working on it.
Now cast aside the wretched unit.
He speaks very theologically, very biblically, and I feel that very interesting.
Now you shall place the new turbine.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Don't rush me, dude. You know, hydraulic, doing the generators and generator repair is typically something you need a license for, especially like operating a crane. I don't feel like I have a license. Oh my gosh.
Everett, is that you?
Grace?
Everett.
Everett must be
Behold
Grace's
my
creator.
power.
What's happened?
I am reborn. Humanity will once again flourish in the brightness of my glory.
This isn't right. Our processing has not combined. Grace has not been restored.
I think she was here for a moment. She was calling to someone. Do you know whoever it is?
No. With power restored, my mind is clearer, sharper. But I could not tell you whoever it is.
You must leave this place at once. Return to your vessel, and spread word of my return. From Sol's fiery core to the icy Kuiper expanse, all must know.
I've hijacked the volume control. I don't feel like this is going to be a short commandment. We'll see how long before he notices.
It took me about a year to get here. I want to know if Grace can be brought back.
There is more complex to explore if you head back to the control room through which you entered. We should determine where in the megastructure my central processors are located. Perhaps along the way you may learn more about this Everett.
I forbid you to linger a moment longer.
And he's back.
Like a divine comet, dive from the outer reaches and spread light and understanding to the inner
Please.
worlds.
I'm not leaving.
Yet more insolence.
So,
I feel
are
like
there
this
any
guy might
accounts
grow
as
on me
to why
later.
Grace was shut down in the first place.
There's no electronic record at all. That would have been lost during the Great Dark Age.
Dark Age?
Much of humanity's record keeping would have been managed by Grace. So, when she went down 900 years ago, so did the ability to record what happened. The research that led me here was based on oral histories mostly, and some artifacts we uncovered on Earth and Mars. Relay devices that were once connected to Grace's network.
Then we share an interest in shedding light on this Dark Age.
I would like to shed the light of my greatness. I was expecting it. I guess it didn't happen. This has been good so far. I already like this.
From what
I
can
like
tell,
the voice
there
acting.
is some sort of transit system on the other side of the control room, which should lead you to the other parts of the spire.
Fair enough. I dig a nice, easy transit system.
I will illuminate the door leading to this transit system.
Aha, that one. Makes sense. This is very much a walking simulator, but we kind of knew that going into this.
Alas, I require your nimble fingers again.
Alright, what's
Okay.
the pattern?
Another easy one. The Phoenician letter Tau.
Who would know that?
Excuse
know.
me?
Perhaps an archaeologist? How about the Greek letter Chi? The Roman numeral 10?
Okay.
Aha! That one I do know. I was like, seriously? It was like, gonna make me do research? I'm not opposed to games making me do research and finding crap out, but I would prefer...
Got it.
This is not the way to your ship.
Do you believe Grace could have done something to cause humans to turn on her?
Like what?
Like becoming too overbearing?
Humans would have been given no reason to question my bearing.
It's one of my theories, yes. This must be the main entrance. I'm guessing the landing pad is on the other side of the big doors?
That's correct, Addie. Though the pad appears to be buried under meters of ice.
What are these for?
They appear to be terminals for processing visitors to the spire, but they no longer
Nice.
store any useful information.
What do we got here?
This looks Olympian or Neo-Egyptian. The triangle must represent the spire. Beautiful, don't you think?
Does it matter if it's beautiful?
That's another way to see it, sure.
So they're all praising the spire. Oh, this
Cool
is it's cool.
statue.
Jupiter.
Or maybe it's a mobile. Do the little moons move?
Perhaps at one point in time, though I'm not sure of the relevance of that.
Just curious. Is this an
I
airlock?
want to know things.
The spire beyond this point can be pressurized.
Okay.
I assume your suit has limited oxygen?
I have about 5 hours left.
That's quite a risk you're taking. Were you assuming station life support could be restored?
Well, can it?
I believe so. But for reasons I'll never understand, life support is controlled by empathy processing. I suppose they had to
Really?
give it something to do. I will enable that program now.
Hello,
That's
Addie.
so weird.
Hello. So you're going to get oxygen going?
The process has already begun, my friend. No rush. If you let me accompany you along the path ahead, I can balance the environment to your life force as we walk.
Oh, here we go.
No, oh,
Wow.
this is really pretty.
How are these plants still intact?
They must have been subject to a very sudden drop in temperature while still alive.
What is this place?
Remaining connected to one's natural world is important for a person's well-being. A fitting starting point for those entering the structure, don't you think? Do you recognize any of the objects in this section of the garden? I'd love to know what you think of them. For the calibration process.
Okay, you want me to inspect things?
This statue could be outer colonial. It's simple, but it's quite beautiful, I guess.
And why would its beauty matter?
People like pretty things.
Really? You too?
A human truth spanning thousands of years.
Am I doing this right?
You are doing splendidly.
I'm sorry. This cannot possibly be necessary.
Temperature preferences
Shush,
can vary
logic.
considerably between individuals. Careful calibration is essential.
How about above freezing and we proceed?
It's really up to Addie. If you don't wish to consider more objects, I can set the temperature within a survivable range, and you can move on to the flower bed next to the stairs.
This looks like Pacific Revival. Part of an archway, maybe.
I'd rather actually
That's a
like
pretty
inspect
big piece to
everything. This is
ship all
actually
this
kind of
way.
cool.
So it must be important, even though it's no longer holding up a roof.
I guess its purpose has changed.
As can happen with people, too.
What's the point of this, Addie?
I'm an explorer. I'm here to learn. This must be Terra Classical, or made in the style.
The ancient Greeks boarded their ships and set out to explore the world, discover its gods, and conquer its monsters. You are an explorer, Addie. But are you here to meet a god or to slay some beast, I wonder? You're not a planner,
Meet a
are
god?
you?
I
I've been
guess,
told that.
technically.
I have no idea what this is. A weapon?
It's an anvil.
Or tool of some kind?
It's a device for working metal. Why do you suppose it's in this garden, Addie?
It could be a symbol of hard work.
An industrious future? Or a laborious past, perhaps? What would you say these objects have in common?
They're artifacts from long before the building of the station.
The things we leave behind say something about us, don't they?
It's like
What
the
a society
history of
leaves
the
behind
people.
is all we have in understanding how they lived.
But we're interested in what you were willing to leave behind in order to come here.
Haven't
What are
left a
you,
whole
my
lot, to be
therapist
honest.
empathy?
I believe that's all
Get
I
outta
would need
here.
to set the perfect temperature.
Finally.
You can move on to the flower bed next to the stairs.
I'm curious what makes you so curious.
Is this a
It's
lantern?
An expression of our certainty in the flow of time.
How so?
A craftsman spent months carving this remarkable device based on the absolute certainty that after day, night would follow.
All right, I follow.
Okay,
Do you
so
see them,
that's
Addie?
what.
Life in perfect stillness. The
Um,
flowers defying the hoarfrost, as you have defied the emptiness of space to arrive here.
I guess.
Which one are you?
Pardon me?
Which one of these blooms best embodies your spirit?
Seriously?
It's important I know these things in the balancing of illuminatory ergonomics.
Fancy words do not make this any less idiotic.
Go ahead, Addie. There are no wrong choices.
Yellow flower, red flower, something else. Let's see.
By all means, take
What
your
feels
time
like
if you
me?
need it.
This one.
Like the red flower.
I had a feeling you'd pick that. You're a risk taker. There's a passion in you, a fire you can barely contain that drives you to complete your mission. I'm making the lighting adjustments now. Ah, perfect timing. The room is fully compressed and we can go about setting oxygen levels.
Call me old-fashioned, but how about the traditional 21%?
Go ahead and seat yourself at the center of the pergola.
This is actually a really cool story. It's very story driven, and I like that. And then the
Very
chimes
good.
are gonna go off.
Now, when you're ready, you can remove your helmet.
My helmet?
Of course.
There
You
are the
can't
chimes.
sample the air I've prepared with it on.
And you're sure it's safe?
Your well-being is the most important thing, Addie. I'm certain it is safe.
Okay.
Now I want you to take a deep breath. A nice, deep breath. Hold it there. 3, 2, 1, and release. Beautiful. And when
This
you're
is very
ready,
relaxing, actually.
another deep breath in. Deep as you can, Addie. Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and release. Very good, Addie. Feel all that built-up stress from your long journey here release into the ether.
Oh, please.
Shut
Now
out
we're
any
doing
negative
yoga
energy and
meditation.
take in another life-nurturing breath. Fill those marvelous lungs. Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and release. Wonderful.
Even the station has a limited supply of oxygen.
Next, I want you to really open your body by reaching up toward the sky.
Really?
Wonderful. How's that feel, Addie?
Kinda nice?
And we're almost done the calibration. For our last exercise, I will ask you to stand up.
Okay.
Now, once you're centered, you can hold your hands in a relaxed position in front of you. Now transfer your weight onto one foot. I want you to hold that for 10 seconds.
Okay.
What could this possibly have to do with oxygen levels?
It's about balancing.
Literal balancing? Unbelievable.
Almost there. 3,
Ooh, steady.
2, 1. And that's 10 seconds. Excellent, Addie. We've done great work here today. I've made note of these settings for the other parts of the station.
So we can move to the transit
Nice.
system now?
The door out is just up the stairs past the flowers.
Nice. That was kind of cool and relaxing, actually. That was very interesting. I don't mind that at all.
I'll do my best to get the oxygen mix just right in the rest of the station. Just let me know if anything
That's
is
very
not
nice
quite
of you,
working for
Empathy.
You don't suspect Grace was shut down in a human conflict?
Maybe. Or you were abandoned over time.
Abandoned?
We've walked away from a lot of great things. Very
That
cool.
looks iced over.
These tracks move transport pods to other levels of this complex.
Let's see if we can get this thing working.
So I go left over here.
You wouldn't build
So
a
far, this has
system
been
like
a
this if
very
you didn't need to
pleasant
move a
walking
lot of
simulator.
people, which bodes well for finding something cool at the other end. This must be the transit control room. Looks like people worked here. No power?
There is no current running to this console. Control will be required to reroute power.
And you defied my wishes to tell the solar system of my return.
I'm just looking for answers, boss.
I am the only answer.
Oh my god.
Control? Fine. Where's the electrical access for the room?
To the left of the rear door. But as I said, you will need control to reroute power to the console.
This era of electronics is dead simple. Won't hurt to take a look. This looks like a welder's jetpack. It's been disassembled for some reason.
No disassemble. Discovered evidence of scavenging.
This should show the power status of the room's various systems. Well, nothing in the room is on standby.
As I'd said,
I'm gonna have to look at the breakers. My dad worked on older machines for a living. They're not predictable things. They have quirks.
I sense that there is joy in this work for Addie.
well, I can tell you there is no joy running to any of those breakers.
Sometimes a good whack will knock something into place.
It's worth a try.
Well, there's your problem right there. Someone's removed the entire power relay.
As I told you,
So why can't Control help us? Isn't he programmed to serve humans?
He's more accustomed to tasks like maintaining power grids across entire planets, while I'm very much attuned to the needs of individuals.
What about you, Logic?
I apparently offer wisdom to the wind.
You activated control and empathy.
For all the good that did us.
Is there another configuration we can call on?
Grace's core processors contain only these 3 systems.
Can you combine the systems? Take the edge off control with a little empathy?
I suppose it's possible, but there's no telling what the outcome of something like that would be.
Could it be any worse than control?
It can always be worse.
It sounds like
Oh,
a
God.
wonderful idea, Addie.
You're right. What do I know? Don't blame me if he turns out to be a murderer.
Addie?
Yep, it's me.
Great. What are we doing again?
We're powering up pods.
So, you want to hotwire this thing?
Yes, please.
All right. Rerouting is good to go. You can meet me at the breaker panel. Go ahead and flip the
Okay.
switches.
You got it, pal.
And I'm Pal?
Sure. We'll call you pal.
Breakers look good. Now you can push the buttons that turn on the different systems. Power's up. I'll let you do the honors.
Sweet.
Here we go.
PAL is a lot more useful than control was.
Oh, that's not good. I'm so sorry, Addie. I thought I would have enough power to do this for you. It seems so important for you to ride in a pod.
I think the track is just jammed with ice.
Ice? You'd think I would be able to handle a little ice.
It's okay. Is there some kind of de-icing system or something?
I don't know.
There is not.
All right, let's look for something to deal with the ice.
Okay. Maybe these jetpacks?
This one looks to be in working order.
Would it be heavy enough to smash the ice?
Maybe. But I'm more interested in what that welding gun might do to the ice. All right, pal. Let's try this one on for size.
So, what's it gonna do exactly?
Oh, I think you're gonna like it. This is a welder. See if it still works.
Look at that. A little blue light.
That's not gonna cut it. Are you able to control this?
For you, I could definitely try.
Can you open the fuel throttle to the torch?
Okay. Whoa. I like that. What is it?
That's called an icebreaker, pal. Any idea where the flight controls are?
Someone removed them.
Okay.
I can take control if you like.
You know how to fly this?
Looks pretty easy. Stuff shoots out the back and you get thrown up in the air.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh! It's working! We can fly!
Easy, pal.
Well, where do you want to go?
Alright. If you can move me to the pod, we can have a look at the ice. And, pal, it's super important that you don't cut the engines or move too fast. I don't want to get hurt.
I know, but it's great, isn't it?
Yep. As long as you don't kill me. Alright. This should be close enough.
It's so bright and warm.
Just hold me steady.
This is really hard.
Yeah, thanks, bud. PAL.
Ugh, it's these stupid flames are throwing me around.
I think that's good. Let's have a look at the rest of the track.
You got it. As long as you're not using the fire shooter, flying is pretty easy.
Just keep it up, literally. There's more ice here on the right.
Okay, so quick, short bursts.
Whoa, hold it steady.
Sorry.
Okay.
Ugh.
You may want to ease up, Addie. Don't push him too hard.
Okay, that
keep
one's
going.
done.
On it.
And this last bit here.
This is the biggest section. Oh my gosh.
Now you've got the hang of it.
This is so cool. It's like the best day of my life.
Well, I'm afraid we're almost done.
Small little sections.
Think that's it?
Okay, let me down, pal.
Do you think you can get me back?
Yeah, I know. Got stuff to do.
Don't sound too disappointed there, pal.
That's fun, pal. We make a good team, right?
Yeah, I like the part where we burn the ice while flying.
Me too. Okay, I'm gonna bring down the pod.
And there she blows. Get out of here. There we go.
So, where are we heading again?
I will be able to obtain structure schematics
It's
once we
working!
reach the
It's
next level.
working!
You think
These
we're
achievement
seeing
names
dead
are
bodies?
hilarious. I like the achievement names on some of these walking simulator puzzle games. This really isn't like a puzzle game. I thought it was going to be more puzzly, but it is not.
Do you know
It's
if
still
the
really
pod
fun,
system
though.
has stops along the way?
It does not. We are arriving at the track terminus now.
Okay. Here we go. This is all bright and cheery and stuff. Is
This looks like a
that
settlement.
the outside?
Can't believe how well preserved it is.
You think people could be alive in there?
You should really consider thinking before you speak. And then consider not speaking.
Logic.
Logic, you suck.
As long as life support is functional, it's not entirely impossible that someone's
Let the
taken
kid
up
be
here.
excitable.
Or they could be zombies.
Well, that settles it. I'll disable PAL now.
Don't you dare. We might need him.
Ooh, more buttons.
You really are unburdened by intellect, aren't you?
What's the pattern here?
Logic.
It's the Latin zes.
Huh?
And I thought you were getting the hang of these. Very well. You might call it a backwards Z or Z. And you'll need to make it the full width and height of the panel. Just having PAL running in the background is making us all a little stupider. If we did switch PAL off, I could always switch him back if we need to burn something.
You're kind of being a jerk now.
There.
Nice. Clever girl. Solved the
I've been
security door with
thinking
no
about
mistakes.
why anyone would want Grace to be shut down. And I wonder if there could have been a flaw in her base programming.
Like what?
Control and empathy programming divert valuable processing power away from cognitive ability.
Which way am I going?
The big colorful doors. As I was saying, empathy interferes with practical decision-making. Control is a 4-year-old.
You are a 4-year-old.
Please stop. It says Keeper Rosaline.
She looks like a keeper.
She's pretty.
What do you suppose a keeper is?
It must have been a revered title if a statue was made for her.
Huh. Spire caretaker, maybe.
The settlement is through the large doors behind you.
Okay, but I wanted to check out this. Logic, you're kind of a jerk. Whatever. Alright, security
The
pad.
key
What do
to
we got?
restoring Grace may be about understanding her potential flaws.
Are you gonna tell me the pattern?
You think we're flaws?
Having a few flaws is perfectly all right.
Logic sounds jealous to me.
Jealous? Of what? You can't even open doors without me.
Where are you going with this?
We'll talk again once you can tell me whoever it is. Figure that out, and I'll grant you access to the main elevator.
Grant me
Really?
access? Logic. Seriously?
She has no way to do things without your help. It must be frustrating for her.
Could we create another hybrid? Logic and empathy?
Yeah. Like how you made me. I could give it a try.
Stop, stop, stop. You'll burn the place down. I will run a logic and empathy configuration as long as you promise never to allow PAL here to do any reconfiguring of our processing.
Deal.
I don't think that smart lady likes me very much.
Hello, Addie. Where do you want to start?
Can we start with the security door to the settlement elevator?
They are encrypted. It would take me days to work out the pattern.
Is there any other way into the settlement?
There is a room off to the side that does not have an encrypted entry. Perhaps we'll find something helpful there.
So you can open these ones?
They have simple passcodes. I can retrieve and play back for you. You will need to enter the sequence manually.
Three blind mice. So, I wonder, is that like a little... Don't tell me that's like a foreshadowing thing. Oh my god, that's weird. Let's see here.
This looks
What
like
do
another
we
control
got?
room. Looks like the image
You
from
got
the
a
spire
map?
entrance. This must be the spire structure. It must be in this section here. Can you tell me where Grace's processors are located?
You would need to access the console, which is directly across from the map.
More
Okay,
missing
cool enough.
equipment.
This looks carefully removed.
Is this the
It
console?
was carefully removed.
Yes, this is where humans can track activity within the spire. Elements of the interface are missing. I'm not sure I can access it.
I think my comm device can be calibrated to connect.
Of course, yes. Let's give that a try.
Okay, we'll hack this thingy.
There are records here of people who have occupied the rooms over the years. You got it.
Do we know the spire's capacity?
50 units. There it is. There are millions of names here.
Millions. If a million people cycled through here, no one could have lived here that long.
A few weeks at most, by my estimates. Okay, I found
Nice.
record of an Everett who stayed on the 3rd floor. Unlike other visitors, there is no record of him leaving the spire.
So, Everett was a worker, or a colonist who lived here. Is that enough for you, Logic?
Hardly. It does nothing to explain why Grace would be calling to him.
So I'll need to find a way up to the 3rd floor.
Perhaps we can find one on the spire map.
Check back over
All right.
here on the map.
What are we looking for?
Grace processors are located at the top of the structure, as might be expected. There is also a massive radio beacon.
The beacon is the key, Addie. You must go now to activate the beacon to call the masses back to the spire.
Just a few minutes ago, you wanted me to leave on my ship.
The beacon is the answer. It has always been the answer.
Oh my god, Control, shut up.
Can you get me to the beacon then? Control?
Control will not be able to override security.
Then we need to learn more about Everett.
Here's the room where Everett once stayed.
Ooh, maybe we can see it from the balcony.
Possibly, but I don't see a viable route to get there.
I think I did.
I can see apartments.
Those are on level 2.
Well, if we can get to that balcony, maybe we can find a way to level 3. I can climb this.
I suppose.
I don't see many other options.
Alright, climbed up there. Easy enough. And I guess we're,
It's pretty much a straight shot across. Looks sturdy enough.
Even in low G, a fall could result in an injury.
I've already fallen a few times from this height.
Careful, Addie. If you broke a leg, how would you get back to your ship?
You sound like my mom.
I could do without the heartbeat.
Whoa.
Addie! Addie! Are you okay?
I'm fine, but you can't be yelling things while I'm trying to cross.
So, you're going to try again after that? You nearly broke your neck, Addie.
Yep, you're totally my mom.
Falling's kind of fun. It's like really short flying.
It's like really short flying. Yeah, thanks.
Please, be careful.
Oh, it's actually called Mom now.
Quiet, please.
Just concentrate on your breathing.
Yikes.
This is so exciting.
No!
You're still not helping.
I don't know if it's intentionally making me fall like this, or if I'm just doing something wrong here. I feel like it might be intentional. Human persistence. And up. Okay, cool. Let's try this again. Gets to a certain point.
Oh boy.
Easy, Addie. Concentrate on your breathing. Very good.
Okay.
Now keep walking forward.
So yeah, it was me that
I
messed
can't
up that
watch.
time. Come on. Come on.
I knew you could
There
do it.
we
You
go.
should really try running across next time.
I'm hoping there
You
won't be
really
a
tried
next
to
time.
know.
It'd be faster too.
No. Shut it, pal. I appreciate your input,
Looks
but
pretty
no.
empty. Maybe the rooms were for
Got
short work
art.
contracts.
2-week work contracts?
Or were people just visiting the spire? This looks like a shrine.
To honor Grace.
That looks like her symbol.
I got a
Some weird little
shower.
lavatory.
They've changed much over the years.
Not really. I've seen weirder. I've seen ones where people sat on ceramic bowls of water.
If they pooped in the water, what did they drink?
Button
Well,
lets
check
me
out
out.
the rooms, I guess. Look for a way to the next level.
Okay, don't know how to use the 3 seashells. Examine the washroom. That's pretty good. All right, let's figure out how to get through this door, and then we will call that good for this episode here. I think we're probably going to end up doing a Ren's play on this one because this is
I
pretty
like
interesting.
a pattern for you.
The cats in the room were distracting me. I completely didn't see this pattern.
Try again.
Okay,
Another
here we
empty
go. Let's
bedroom.
take a look. Yep. Anything interesting whatsoever?
People sat or knelt here.
This was a place for meditation.
They are just fighting
I
on
don't
the
see a
other
way
couch,
up.
just completely like ignoring me. It's actually highly distracting. I actually might call this a little bit because those cats are going to irritate the crap out of me. Let's see if I can't get over here.
Here's the code.
Okay. There's that one. What do we got here?
Not much here either.
Got
Travel packs.
something.
So visitors brought in their own food.
They really didn't stay for long then. It's like they were on pilgrimages. Here we go.
Okay, go up.
We still have
There's a
one level
lot
to go.
here.
Hey, there's another beam here. I think it's a shortcut.
It is more direct, but I wouldn't advise it. You're better off finding a way through the apartments. Besides, I know how much you like to explore.
Fair enough. Keep
I
it
guess
safe.
if you don't want to do the beam stuff, that's okay.
Here's the
Al,
code.
knock it off. Oh my gosh. Okay, what do we got in here?
I don't see any signs of unrest or violence.
And they left little behind.
Okay, nothing in here. Nothing on the outside. Oh, wait. What's this?
What are these?
From what I can tell, they're audio recordings.
Of what, I wonder?
We would require a playback device to learn more. There may be a way to access the recording through your wrist communicator with the aid of a signal amplifier. But that would only be possible by adding an element of control to my logic processing capabilities.
So you need to create a control and logic configuration.
Like a little brother?
Well, it's the only combination left. May as well, Mom.
All right. Here we go.
Hello?
Maybe he's sleeping.
So you require a tool upgrade.
It's a boy.
We were hoping you could set up my comm device to help
Oh
play
my
back the recording.
gosh.
Already done. Just hold your device up to the canister. You will be able to access the recording the same way you've been connecting to other systems.
Okay.
Hey, Grace. So I'm pretty sure I was the youngest person on the flight here, and the only Darksider, which was a bit of a surprise. My friends are still sending me halos on what to wish for, mostly stupid suggestions. And my parents made me promise to not waste it on something boyfriend-related, which I agree would also be stupid. So, here it goes. I wish for the lunar terraform to be finished. We're lucky enough to be in the dome, but thousands of kids are still stuck in the tunnels, and their families don't have enough money to take Earth trips. So they've never really been in a space wider than 3 meters without a pea suit, which really sucks. So, whatever you can do to make that happen would be great. Thanks, Grace.
I'd hate to tell her, but the
Oh,
terraform
wow.
never happened. People came here to make wishes?
For Grace to grant?
I'm unclear how she would go about granting the wishes of so many visitors.
Okay. Oh, we got a new achievement. As you wish. Discovered the first wish. There are a few more here. I would love to kind of keep going, but I think we're kind of at our time here, and I'm at the end of my patience with these cats. Man, living with animals, I tell you what. So that's gonna cut it for here. My first impression so far for this Game Pass review. I'll stop doing things around. Let me find something more interesting to look at. There's nothing really interesting to look at. We'll just look over here. Okay. My first initial thoughts on this game. This is actually really good. It is a very heavy walking simulator. It's like it's more of a visual novel. It really is. You don't get to really control anything going on. But this is really good storytelling so far. The main draw point is the voices and the different like programs and personalities that are being created out of the three main sources of human intellect, control, logic, and empathy. The three portions of your brain, and how that creates different personalities and different thought processes and stuff of that nature. And I really actually enjoy that. The writing is really, really good. Like, this is really good writing, and I love the dynamics between all of the characters. I like the kind of quirkiness. It feels very human, which would make sense for an AI construct. They're designed to, kind of imprint themselves with human thoughts and emotions and things like that, and it really comes across very, very well. I really like this so far. This is very interesting. It's compelling to move forward. One of my only kind of complaints is that it is a little slow paced. And I get it's a walking simulator. You're supposed to walk. I'd like a little bit faster movement. I always think that a little bit faster movement would be kind of nice. I don't want like speed running stuff, but I want a little bit faster than a light fast step. It's faster than some of the other walking simulators I've played before, so I don't want to complain too terribly much about it. I think other than that, I wish there's maybe a little bit more background music. Like, there is like some here and there, but it's atmospheric. It's meant to feel empty and abandoned, and I get that. So far it's been really good though. I really like this. I am probably going to end up finishing this out. So again, another one of these games that is spoiler heavy. I'll put another warning on this that says that this game is really meant to be experienced. You could probably get the same, feeling and satisfaction out of watching a playthrough like here on Ren's Play. Um, but I think it's a little bit more compelling to not know anything going into it and to be able to react to the kind of quirkiness and the quality of the writing that is here inside of this game and the different personalities. I think that is far more beneficial to the player than anything else. So I highly recommend you guys picking this up on your own and trying it for yourself. I don't feel like it's going to take too terribly long. I think maybe this is only like a 3-hour, 4-hour experience, probably max. We've done 1 hour here, and I feel like we're getting kind of close to like maybe a quarter of the way through. Maybe like, or I feel like we might be done with like the first chapter. This might be split into like 4s, maybe 5. So I think we're already a decent way into it. I don't think it's going to be too short. I don't think it's going to be, 2 hours, like Botany Manor was. I think that this one is really going to be more of a 3 to 4 hour experience. I feel like it has a lot more story to tell and a lot more interesting things to observe and find, and it is very exploration heavy, and there are choices in this game. There are physical choices that you can make, walking over the beam versus going over here and doing exploration. That was a cool choice. Be ignoring control and just constantly asking questions. That was a really funny one, and I think half of the other funny part in here is looking at the achievements as they pop up. I love to like say them for you, but just to do an action and all of a sudden, boom, it pops up, and you're like, oh my god, okay. It's just really, really fun. This is very entertaining. I'm very happy with the quality of this game, and we are definitely going to finish this out here in the future. So Ren's opinion, Ren's review for this section of, Return to Grace is casual gamers 9 out of 10. I'll call it 9 out of 10. Some of the casual gamers might be a little annoyed that there's not as much to do. This isn't a very interactive heavy game. It's a walking simulator, and some casual gamers might not like that. So I'll give it a good solid 9 out of 10. I want to give it a 10 out of 10, but I haven't found a really 10 out of 10 game yet. It's just one of those things. There's always going to be a flaw, in my personal opinion. 10 out of 10 is very hard to get. Same thing as 1 out of 10 or 0 out of 10. There are some games that are out there that are 0 out of 10. For at least hardcore gamers, 0 out of 10 is a pretty realistic one for some of those. Like I said with Botany Bay, or Botany Manor, it's not Botany Bay. Oh my god, Botany Bay is an Irish folk song. The Botany Manor, that they wouldn't enjoy it. There's nothing there for hardcore gamers. You can't really do a speed run. There's nothing there for them. But for casual gamers, I think it's a lot harder to find a 0 out of a 10 and a 10 out of 10 respectively. So that's where I stand on that. Casual gamers are going to like the fact that it's very dialogue heavy, very story driven, and they're really going to like that. This is a nice, relaxing game where if you don't want to play like a huge action game and you just kind of want to like sit and listen to a well-written story, this is it. Hardcore gamers, you just pass on this. This is not your cup of tea. Maybe if you'd like to have something that's a little bit more casually played, a little bit softer, and kind of re-stoke your gears, maybe for some other story-driven games, then that would be fine. I think you guys might enjoy this. It's definitely a palate cleanser if you're used to a lot of like hardcore style games, Dark Souls, stuff like that. There's not a lot to really think or consider here, and I think it would really give you guys a break. So if you do want to try it, come give it a try. But I don't think it's going to be something that you see this and you're like, yeah, I don't want to, and just kind of grumble and moan about it. It's like, that's not really a game. It's a visual novel. Well, yeah, you're right. You're right. It's a visual novel. But that's kind of why I enjoy this to the extent that I do. This is really well put together. Cheers to the development team. They did a fantastic job so far. I'm really hoping that the ending of the story isn't going to disappoint me. I think I have a notion on where the story is headed and why she shut down. She shut down of her own accord because she couldn't like fulfill the wishes that was on there. It was too much responsibility, and they started relying on her. So in order to keep them from relying on her and destroying the species as a whole, she went ahead and shut herself down. And then because she never woke back up, they just kind of decided to start taking it apart, and they left and eventually forgot she was even here. So that I think is where the story is going to take us. Humans not understanding their own humanity and the AI needing to kind of push them back in the right direction. That's where I think this is going. But yeah, that's going to go ahead and do it for this episode of Xbox Game Pass and Review. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this type of content, make sure to head over to the YouTube page. That is youtube.com/rensworld. You can see all the other fun, cool content that we have going over there. Xbox Game Pass Review episodes broken out into field inspection like we're doing here, as well as bottom lines up front, which take a little bit longer to put out. Kind of a little bit more selective on what I do bottom line up fronts for, especially for certain titles. Like Stalker had one just because I need to get my opinion out on there. And there's some certain ones, like this one I might put a bottom line out front just as a kind of like, hey, watch this first before you try to go through the Rens play. And then with the warning beforehand, like, hey, you know, this is a experience based game. Go ahead and check this out first. You know, go check out bottom line up front first if you really want kind of like the pros and cons of this game, what it is, a little bit of the visuals, some of the information there. And then, you know, you can go play it yourself if you're interested, or you can go back and come and watch the Rens play. You know, I'll kind of do it like that, and I'll have that out there so that people can be warned, you know, like, hey, don't ruin it for yourself. It's much better if you go play it yourself. But if you don't want to play it yourself, you don't have the time, you don't have the console, you don't have the Game Pass, you know, come over here and do that. Anyways, that's my that's my soapbox durability for the day on that. Yeah, so there's all that fun stuff. We got lots of Friends plays that are going on, and then also check out all the Power World stuff that's been going on. Check out the Genshin Impact that is going to be continuing its Liyue adventures, and then yeah, enjoy some of the other field inspections, other stuff from the Game Pass and Review series. So go check that out if you want to see what we're currently up to, what we're doing right now, what games I'm obsessed with currently, and, well, what's going to be coming to the YouTube here pretty soon. Pretty soon being in the near respective future of like a month or two. Because, you know, editing takes a while, and even at 6 videos a week, 24 videos a month, like it it takes a little while to do, so just be aware of that. But they do get out there eventually, and that's the key takeaway from that. But you can come check us out over at the live stream at twitch.tv/RenoxRage. That spelling will be on the right side of your screen for you YouTube peoples. For those of you already in the stream, well, hey, you know, you're already here. Thanks for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. So we got lots of fun stuff coming up. I'm going to finish this game. I got a few more of the Game Pass games, titles that are in my library right now that I'm going to be going through. I think I want to finish this one up, and I think moving forward, I'm going to finish up a whole series, get all that recorded, and then I'll, you know, kind of piecemeal that out when it feels appropriate to do so. So there is that. So stay tuned, stick around. Lots of cool, exciting stuff over here at Ren's World and at the Twitch side of the house. We got so much cool stuff going on. I'm really excited for it. Really excited to see your guys' response. And let me know if you've played any of these games or get finished playing these games. You know, let me know what you think. Whether it's just like, oh man, this was really good. You're right. The storytelling is really, really excellent. Or if you're like, I really don't like, walking simulators, you know, just let me know. You know, I always appreciate it. I don't mean to make you guys sound dumb if you don't like walking simulators. I just don't get me wrong. I hear the voices of people that, you know, play games that they know they're not going to like because it's not up their alley, and then like give a response after playing like 20 minutes of it and getting bored. Yeah, I get it. It's not your cup of tea. Cool. Just don't hit me up on my comment section like that unless you got like a legitimate complaint or nitpick about the game and you think it's, worth it to let me know. Like, hey, what do you think about this? Or, oh, I really didn't like this in the game. We can have a discussion about that. I like discussion. I don't like random trolling blahs on the internet. I guess that wasn't my soapbox durability for the day. Now it is, though, because that is going to end our episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Ren, and we will catch you on the next one. Later.